Hello students, today we'll start exercise 1.1, but before that we'll discuss another property which is very important, that is distributive property. Now what is a distributive property? Now suppose we have two terms AB and AC, fine. So you see any common letter in these two terms? Yes, that is A. Now when we take A as a common, it will look like A into inside the bracket B plus C. Now when we take common from this two, okay, and if you see that inside the bracket there is a plus sign, so we'll say this as distributive property over addition. Okay, now the same terms we'll take, but this time we are using not a plus sign but we are using minus sign. So similarly these two terms are again having A as a common, so we'll again take A as a common. So what will be left over, that is inside the bracket there would be B minus C. Now this times what sign is there inside the bracket? Minus sign. So this will called as distributive property over subtraction, and this is a very important property for question number 1. Let's see question number 1 of exercise 1.1. Now exercise number 1.1, question number 1, sum number 1 is minus 2 by 3 into 3 by 5 plus 5 by 2 minus 3 by 5 into 1 by 6. So how many terms are there, students? This is the first term, this is the second term, and this is the third term. Okay, now what I will do is that by using commutative property, we'll bring this first term and third term together. Okay, so just rearrange those numbers. So we'll keep this first term here only, that is minus 2 by 3 into 3 by 5. Now I will not write plus 5 by 2, but instead I will write this term, that is minus 3 by 5 into 1 by 6, and then I will write this term, that is plus 5 by 2. Now what is the objective of bringing these two terms together? Now you carefully observe this two term. Okay, this two term, just carefully observe. Now what you see, that this two term is carrying 3 by 5 as a common, isn't it? This term is also carrying 3 by 5 and this term is also carrying 3 by 5. Not only 3 by 5, but you carefully see that this whole term is carrying minus sign also, and this whole term is also carrying minus sign also. So what we'll do is that we'll take minus 3 5 as a common, and when we do that it will look like minus 3 by 5 inside the bracket. What will be left over? That is 2 by 3, because I have already taken minus as a common and 3 by 5 also as a common. So plus 2 by 3 will be left over. And if I take minus 3 by 5 from here, so 1 by 6 is carrying what sign? Plus sign. So it will left over with plus 1 by 6. Now just now we have studied distributive property, students, isn't it? So this is what distributive property? Obviously, because plus sign is inside the bracket. So we'll say distributive property over addition. Okay, and this will write plus 5 by 2. Now the simple thing that you have to do is you have to solve the bracket. Now the LCM of 3 and 6 is what? 6. Okay, when you divide 6 with 3, what is the answer? 2. Okay, so 2 into 2 is 4. Okay, then we'll give this plus sign. Then again, if you divide this 6 with this 6, what is the answer? 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. We'll keep all the numbers as intact. Now minus 3 by 5 into, what is the answer of this? 4 plus 1 would be what? 5 by 6. Okay, I've written plus 6 for your conveniency. Now I will reduce this to 5 and 5 I will reduce. You could have reduced the 3 and 6. I have reduced it here. Okay, plus 5 by 2. Now what is the answer of this? Because here would be 1, I guess, and here would be 1 also. 5 ones are 5, 5 ones are 5. Now minus 3 into 1 is what? Minus 3. Minus 1, 1 into 6 is 6. So minus 3 by 2 by 6 can be reduced by 3. That is 3 ones are 3 upon 3 twos are 6 plus 5 by 2. So finally it will be in the form of minus 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2. Now what is the LCM of 2 and 2? 2. If you divide 2 with 2, what is the answer? 1. So 1 into minus 1 is 1. If you divide this 2 with 2, what is the answer? Again 1. So 1 into 5 is 5. Now if you solve this, you will get the answer as 4 by 2. If you reduce this 4 by 2, you will get the answer as 2. I hope you have understood the first sum, students. Okay, let's move on to second question. Now we have another sum under question number 1. It is very similar to this question, so you will solve that question. Okay, now let's watch out question number 2. It is all about additive inverse. So whatever the sums I have written, it is just the example I have given. So just try to understand this and then you will solve question number 2. Okay, So just build the conception of additive inverse. Okay. Now what is additive inverse? Now suppose if I ask you what is the additive inverse of 2? That means I'm asking that what is the number that I should add with 2 to end up with 0. Now what is the number? Simply it will be minus 2. Just the similar number I've written, you see 2, but it is in the minus form. So if you solve this, then you will end up with 0. So additive inverse is nothing, that is whatever the number is given. If I ask you that what is the additive inverse of 2, then the additive inverse of 2 would be minus 2. If I ask you what is the additive inverse of 3, then the additive inverse 3 would be what? Minus 3. See, I have written another example. Now this time initially it is in the minus form. So what is the additive inverse of 5? That means what is the number that I should add with minus 5 that so that I should end up with 0. So obviously this time I will take as only 5, because 5 means what? Plus 5, isn't it? So minus 5 plus 5 is what? 0. So additive inverse of minus 5 is what? Plus 5. Similarly, if it is in this format, that is what is the additive inverse of 2 by 3? Obviously student, very good. That is minus 2 by 3, because if you solve this, then we'll get 0. This is the only concept that you have to build. What is the additive inverse of minus 2 through by 5? That is what is the number that we should add with minus 2 by 5 to end up with 0? It will be positive 2 by 5. I have not written positive because it implies only when we are not giving any sign, it is a positive only. Now what is this? Now this is very interesting. Now you see both the numerator and the denominator are carrying the minus sign. It means that it is already in the positive form, because these two sign will be cancelled. Now if we cancel this two sign, it is in the positive form, isn't it? So don't get confused with this two sign. Okay, it is the you can write this, that is minus 354 minus 3 by minus 7 is equals to 3 by 7 only. Okay, instead of writing in this way, they have written in this format. So what is the additive inverse of 3 by 7? It will be obviously student what? 3 by 7. Okay, so what is the conception of additive inverse? That you have to see what is the number that you should add up with the number given, so that you should end up with 0. And the simple conception I have already explained. Please take this conception and solve question number 2. Okay, students. Now let's see question number 3. Now question number 3, they have used one particular word, is verify. Whenever you see that in the question it is given verify, then you have to solve for LHS and RHS, and you have to show that both the side are carrying the same answer. Now in this time 3, sum number 1, the value of x they have given as 11 by 15. Now first of all we'll solve LHS. So what is the question? Minus under bracket minus x is equals to x. So this is LHS and this is RHS. Now first solve, let us solve left hand side. Now what is the expression given in left hand side? That is this one I have written. Now in place of x I have written the value which is given in the question, 11 by 15. Now solve it. What is the product of minus into minus? Plus. So plus 11 by 15. What is the value of x given out here? 11 by 15. Just write the value. Now when we are doing this, after the solution we see that the value of LHS and RHS is similar. So we'll end up with a note that's saying therefore LHS equals to RHS and verified. There is another sum in question number 3, very similar. Please take the concept from here and solve that sum number 2 also. Okay, so I hope that you have understood all the sums very properly. For homework you will solve all the sum, that is question number 1 all, question number 2 all, and question number 3 all in your copy, and you will send the pic in the WhatsApp. Okay, take care and thank you very much.